Hello students, I am Alice Penny and today we are going to take up the summary of the 8th lesson from class 12's textbook Flamingo, Going Places. A R Barton's Going Places explores the theme of adolescent fantasizing and hero worship. This short story revolves around Sophie, a young girl who belongs to a lower middle class family and lives in her unrealistic world of wild imaginations. She has a huge crush on Danny Casey, a young Irish football player, and she dreams so much about him that she starts believing that she has actually met him, ultimately becoming a cause for her disappointment. Sophie and Jhansi are classmates and friends, though both are poles apart in their nature and attitude. Sophie is a daydreamer, whereas Jhansi is a sensible and practical girl. One day, while walking home from school, Sophie and Jhansi break into a conversation. "When I leave school, I'm going to have the best boutique. Takes money, Soph, something like that. I'll find it. I'll be manager to start with. No one will make you a manager straight off, Soph. I'll be like the great fashion designer Mary Quant. They will see it from the start." We both are earmarked for the biscuit factory. Or an actress? There's real money in that. Actresses do not work full time. I could have the boutique on the side. If ever I come into money, I will buy a boutique. If you ever come into money, you will buy us a decent house to live in. Thank you so much. Sophie's father gulped shepherd's pie as he spoke to Sophie. "She thinks money grows on trees, doesn't she, Dad?" said little Derek, hanging on the back of his chair. Their mother sighed. Sophie felt suffocated by the atmosphere and went looking for her elder brother Jeff. In the next room, Jeff was tinkering with a part of his motorcycle. He was an apprentice mechanic, traveling to his work each day the far side of the city. Sophie wanted to see Jeff's unknown world and often saw herself riding behind Jeff as the world looked on and applauded. To grab her brother's attention, Sophie declared, "I met Danny Casey." Jeff looked around abruptly. "Where?" "In the arcade, funnily enough." "Not true. I don't believe you." There I was looking at the clothes in Royce's window when someone came and stood beside me. And I looked around. And who should it be but Danny Casey? He has gentle green eyes and he's not so tall. Jeff described Sophie's meeting with Casey to their mother. Unimpressed, the father commented, "This another of your wild stories. One of these days, you're going to talk yourself into a lot of trouble." Later that evening, Sophie visited Jeff's room. "Jeff, I'm meeting Danny next week." "What? You're still at school, Sophie? Cassie must have strings of girls." "No, he doesn't. He isn't like that. It was me who spoke to him first." "Excuse me, but aren't you Danny Casey?" "Yes, that's right." "My little brother Derek is a great fan of yours. Can I have your autograph for my brother?" "Well, I'm sorry, but I don't have any paper or pen." "Oh, neither do I have any." "I'm free next Saturday. Can we meet? You can get the autograph too." "Of course. Why not?" "He will never show up. It's the unlikeliest thing I have ever heard." Jeff walked out of the room. That Saturday, Sophie, along with her father and brothers, went to the stadium to watch the football match. Watching Casey score, Sophie felt a personal glow of pride, while Jeff and father were delighted to have their team won the match. The next week, Chansey surprised Sophie by asking her about Casey. "Damn that Jeff! Now the whole neighborhood would get to know. I'm sure your dad is very glad." Sophie realized that Jeff had not told about her date with Casey. "Well, he doesn't believe it. You know what a misery he is." After dark, she walked by the canal and sat on a wooden bench beneath a solitary elm. It was a perfect place to meet Casey. For some while waiting, she imagined him coming out of the shadows, imagining her own consequent excitement. However, as time went by, she realized Danny Casey wasn't coming. Resignation was no sudden thing. Sadness and disappointment engulfed her. She started home. Coming from the arcade, she pictured again outside Royce's of meeting Casey and asking for his autograph and fixing a second meeting with him. She recalled the last Saturday's match she had been to and how the crowd thunderously applauded as Casey kicked the ball crisply into the goal.